I usually do indie games, lately survival, but just this one video I'm doing a different genre. Don't unsubscribe, I'll have something more on brand next week. I heard that Wild Hearts was a Monster Hunter clone, but also terrible and not even really worth the time. I heard it was unoriginal and tried to do what Fortnite and Monster Hunter did and failed miserably. After playing, well, that's not exactly true. Also, it's worth mentioning, I didn't pay $60 for the game, I just paid the $5 EA pass to have it for a month. Pretty safe deal all around. Here's the main point. I really had a lot of fun with Monster Hunter, but I've beaten the main game of Monster Hunter World and Rise and Sunbreak, and I'm kind of burnt out on it, but I still want more Monster Hunter. That's where Wild Hearts shines. It satisfies the Monster Hunter craving and gives me plenty of new monsters, weapons, skills, game mechanics, maps, and settings, while giving me more of what I really want. Now, it's possible that Wild Hearts was terrible on release, and maybe they really came a long way and fixed a lot of things that were wrong with it. I never even gave it a chance because of all the negative things that I heard about it, and if I would have just went in not hearing all that and just wanted a Monster Hunter game, I would be pretty satisfied. The game's combat is responsive. There's a lot of weapons to choose from that are all really different and have different mechanics on how they work. I was happy to find out of the weapon variety and how complex some of them were, and it really adds some layers to the combat. My favorite so far has been the Blade Umbrella because you can build up your meter and parry attacks, which adds some extra strategy to the fights. Another major part of the combat, the whole game really, is what the game calls Karakuri, which is where the Fortnite comparison comes into play. You can build things like wind tunnels that let you see a lot of the map from your glider. I love having a glider. You can build a quick hammer to smack an enemy out of a big attack just because you feel like it, which is pretty satisfying. You can build a crate to do a jump attack off of, helpful for flying monsters. You can build a spring for further dodge or to get you in a quick attack. Each weapon has a different attack for every different building block. Just like in Monster Hunter, you can break monster parts for extra or rare materials, including cutting off tails, and some weapons are better than others at this, like sharp ones are best for cutting parts off, while blunt parts are best for breaking parts, and some of the more complex weapons can switch between sharp and blunt, so it adds a good incentive to have multiple builds. I was pretty happy to see the weapon tree. I haven't gotten super far into it, but it's definitely nice to see a lot of different options for elemental, status effects, raw damage. There's plenty of options to work towards. There's an armor system similar, again, to Monster Hunter, where the armor will have certain abilities or stat boost that you can tailor to what kind of build you might want to have and what main weapon you might want to use. There are talisman slots, ornament slots, and a whole Karakuri tree to unlock and upgrade more building utilities. Character creator is really solid overall. There's a lot of customization, so you can get pretty deep into that. At the end of the day, the biggest complaints I saw were ones saying that the game copies Monster Hunter and Fortnite. I personally think that the same people saying this are the same ones saying that Palworld is copying Pokemon and shouldn't be able to. Pokemon doesn't have a monopoly on monster collecting games, and Monster Hunter doesn't have a monopoly on Monster Hunter games. And Fortnite doesn't have a monopoly on building games. I like to see good ideas mixed and other ideas improved on, and not that Wild Hearts changed the game or anything, but I'm having fun with it. If you enjoy Monster Hunter and don't want to keep replaying Monster Hunter, I would try Wild Hearts. I wouldn't buy the whole game, I would just do the $5 EA pass until you know for sure. I really appreciate you watching the video. If you enjoyed it, leaving a like and comment really helps me out a ton. Every person counts. If you want to see more from me, subscribe would be pretty sweet. I post once a week on Sunday, so I will never clog up your feed. Have a good one. Peace out.